Okay, so let's start with our warm-up. We're going 10 glute bridges. Let's bring it down to the ground. And we're going to plant the heels right underneath those knees. Drive the hips up, start to warm up that posterior chain, working glutes, hamstrings here. We got 10 reps. All right, so I would encourage you not to just go through the motions on the warm-up. Start thinking about the things you're working, what's supposed to be moving where, when, and why. All right, flip over after you finish 10 glute bridges, and we'll go, what are we doing? Cat-cow. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to round back to the tailbone and separate the shoulder blades. Feel a nice stretch. And then push the chest through the shoulders, lift up, and let that tailbone rise. That's 1, you got 5. Once you finish these, we go for our T-spine rotation, forearms on the ground, hands up towards the ceiling, elbow up, rotate 8 each side. And then we have got bird dogs after that. All right, so for that bird dog, hands are underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. We reach the opposite arm, opposite leg out, back is super flat. We're trying to keep the head in line with the rest of the body, so eyes are just in front of the fingertips. We're not letting that heel float up above the hips. We got 20. Think about your core all the way around. A little bit of balance, a little bit of stability here. Good. When you're done with 20, bring it to standing. We're going 10 arm circles forward. Opening up the chest. Getting the shoulder joint ready to rock and roll for those overhead presses. When you finish 10 forward, let's go backward. And then we're doing toe touch, squat, and reach. Once you're done with those, feet a little wider than the hips, hinge, reach for the toes. We're gonna drop the tailbone down, reach, and then drive those heels in. We've got 5 of these. Nice deep squat on this one, kind of pushing your knees out a little bit as you've got those hands inside. And hopefully as you go through these, you're able to get a little further into it each time. Good. When you finish 5 of those, let's go for our gate openers. We're gonna rotate that hip around. This is 20 total, 10 each side. It feels like it's gonna be hot today. I suppose that's nothing new. Good, and just like the shoulder joint, you want the hip to be ready to rock and roll, especially for our first exercise. So we've got hinge paired up with our overhead press. We're at 12 reps this week, so encouraging you to stick with whatever you used last week and adding those 2 extra bonus reps. Okay, make sure you've got a good playlist on. You got water nearby. I'm going to show you your 3 options for your hinge. First up, flat back, shoulders back and down. We're going to push the hips back, get that back parallel to the floor, super flat here. And then we're going to pull the hips back underneath. So soft bend in the knees, squeeze, 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 and then pull those hips back. Other options going to be to go goblet style. So we would grab one dumbbell, holding it here, kind of sandwiching it in the arms. Keep those shoulders back, even though that weight wants to pull you forward. We hinge here and squeeze. And then last option is going to be that deadlift. So we've got 2 dumbbells in our hands, shoulders back and down. As you slide the weights down your thighs, you're pushing your butt back. And we're going to squeeze the glutes to bring the hips back up. Okay? Pick your option. We're going 12 reps here. As you work on this one, check to make sure those weights aren't dragging your shoulders forward. We've got our chin slightly tucked, coming down to the floor. Take your time. And make sure it's heavy enough. Nice, Megan, that looks really good. We're stopping just below the knees so that the lower back doesn't round out. Sometimes when you go lower, just with flexibility, that lower back tends to round. Good, when you're done with those, we're going to bring it into that tall kneeling position for our overhead press. We've got 12 of these, so it'll be 24 total. We're going to grab a dumbbell for each hand. We're getting into the tall kneel position, so keep those toes curled under behind you. We're going to squeeze from the bottom up. So think about squeezing the glutes, pulling your belly button in, 45-degree angle off the body so we don't have these big wide goalpost arms. We're also not in a close grip press. We're somewhere in the middle. We're going to alternate as we press and bring it back down. So you can go ahead and get started on these. I do want to show the other options. So if you don't have weights or if going overhead is a problem, we can always take it into that wall slide. So I don't have a great wall to do it on here. But we would sit with our tailbone against the wall, shoulders back and down, elbow and wrist touching. We slide up and then we slide down, creating that resistance in the back and shoulders. 12 reps like that. Good. Check to make sure you're not arching your back as you've got weight up overhead. We want that core strong. Nice. You got it, Terry. I feel like all I've done is shoulders the last couple of days. Whew. 2 bonus reps. Hopefully they get you. Right? We want those to feel super challenging. Good. When you finish your 12, you can set those down. Go back to your deadlifts. Grab a drink if you need it. All right, whenever you're ready, safely picking up those weights, lock those shoulders into place, lead with the chest, slide down, flat back, flat back. 1. Good. Looking good, everybody. Nice job, Tiffany. Good. All All right, so once you've finished your 12, again, no rush, we go back to our overhead pressing. First option, wall slides. Second option, dumbbell in your hand, tall kneeling position. We load them up and press. Keeping that elbow kind of in line with the armpit on the down arm helps you keep that tension in the shoulder so that we don't just kind of like, well, we want to make sure our shoulder's working the whole time. And of course, this is one of those situations where, like, if the tall kneel position, kneeling doesn't work for you, we can take this one standing. Make sure you're breathing. Good. And then you can play around with tempo on both of these exercises. So if you're limited with what weights you have available to you, and it's feeling like too light, too easy, slow down the eccentric part of the motion. So on the deadlift, that's going to be on the way down. You go nice and slow. And then on the overhead press, on the way down as well. All right, one more round. Go ahead and knock out those deadlifts. Remember, it's the exact same motion for all three options. So if you have no weight, you're still pushing your hips back. You still got that back super flat. Chin goes with you. Eyes go with you to the floor. If you're working on that goblet, you're a little bit top heavy. That's a challenge. To keep your shoulders from rounding forward, back flat. Whew. That's a doozy. All right. Whenever you are ready, we go for that shoulder press. Still catching my breath. All right, so we're going to take your time here. If it's feeling too easy, if you get to rep 12 feeling like, no big deal, you definitely either want to go up on the weights or slow the pace down so that you are getting the most out of this. Nice job. All right, if you finish up early, take a break, stretch it out a little bit. I know you're not in a hurry to do split squat. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, resting and breathing, we've got split squats and we have Superman Snow Angel. So that'll be fun. For our split squats, first option is going to be a single leg bridge down on the ground. We are going to keep both knees together. One leg is pointed up towards where wall meets ceiling. We drive up, squeeze, bring it down. That'll be one option. So if a split squat doesn't work for your body, take that option. You're definitely working those glutes and hamstrings just the same. If we're standing, you've got a body weight option. Feet are on railroad tracks, so we're not walking on a tightrope. We're going to drop that back knee down below the hip. Front knee stays stacked right over the ankle and drive that heel in. And then the third option is to grab your weight, holding it here underneath your chin, goblet style. Okay? 12 each leg, so go ahead and get started. Make sure you're breathing. Think about moving like a carousel horse. So we're not moving back and forth. We're going straight up and down. Strong core helps you balance. Good, and drive, screw that front heel into the ground. Good, finish 12 on one side, go to the other leg. Oh, this is where I feel those extra 2. Awesome. Okay. Superman Snow Angels. We're going to lay face down on the mat. Eyes stay pointing towards your mat. I gotta get my stuff out of the way. I made a mess. Okay. I still might not have enough room for this, but we are going to lay on our belly. We are going to be here. Toes stay down for this one. Take your arms up like you're flying like Superman and lift the chest. So squeeze your butt, squeeze everything super hard. From there, you're going to circle the arms around, lift ever so slightly, and then bring it back. We're never going completely out of the angel position, right? So we never rest fully, but as you open up, you're going to squeeze a little bit extra and lift your chest up a little bit higher, okay? So option on that one is just going to be to reduce the range of motion, and we're going to do that for 30 seconds. All right, so I'm going to get my timer queued up here. Go ahead and get into position. We're going to start that Superman Snow Angel in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so remember, toes are going to stay down for this one. They're kind of locked into the floor. We've got our arms extended, head down. Lift and squeeze. Pull those shoulder blades down your back. Bring it back up. And again, we don't ever really rest out of that Superman position, so keep your chest up. And then give that extra little squeeze as you rotate around. You've got just 5 seconds. We got 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right, back to your feet. We're going for our split squats again. Grab a quick drink if you need to. And again, we've got our hip lift, we've got our body weight option, and we've got a dumbbell goblet style. So whenever you're ready, we go for it. Exhale as you push up off the floor again, screwing that front heel into the floor. And you can play around with tempo here too. So if you're not feeling challenged by whatever you're doing, you can always slow it down. The way down is where you would want to get the most out of this one. So we drop it down, checking in, making sure that knee is dropping just below the hip. Almost there, come on. Yes, Dang, those are hard. But hard is what you're looking for, right? I'm gonna catch my breath. All right, so then we're down on our stomachs again. Superman Snow Angel for 30 seconds. Eyes to the mat. Let's lift up and go. 3, 2, 1. And so arms up, lift, bring it all the way around, squeeze. And then we bring it all the way back. Feel free to imagine yourself laying in a cool pile of like icy snow, cooling you down. We got 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Wasn't that refreshing? Okay, so just for someone watching it back, again, that single leg option, you guys can go ahead and get started, grab your weights, get ready for your 12 each side. But if we want to take that option again, we're driving that heel into the ground as we lift and lower on that single leg bridge. That's 12 each side. Otherwise, we can go weighted or goblet. Here, down, and push up. And again, play with that tempo if you feel like you need that extra challenge. We're checking in on everything. So when you're down in this, you should be able to see your big toe. Again, we're trying to keep that knee stacked almost above the ankle. A little bit of forward movement is not that's okay. But what we don't want to be doing is letting that knee jut out in front of the toe, rolling out of the ball of the foot. So we've got all the weight in the heel. Just thinking about how much stronger you're getting with every single rep. When you finish your 12 on one side, we go to the other side. Looks good, Tiffany. Good, and then you'll make your way down to the ground. Diving into that pile of snow to make your Superman snow angel. All right, 30 seconds is the last time we gotta do these. On your mark, get set, go. And keep those toes curled under, squeeze your glutes here. And keep those eyes down. 30 seconds of tension on your back, you're about halfway. This is core work. You got 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Okay, onward. Coming up next, we have rowing and hip flexion exercise. So band if you need it. Rowing, we've got 4 options. No, 3 options. First up is an all fours row. I should just use my 20s. I stupidly left my 15s upstairs. Okay. Hands and knees here. Hands on the weights, hands are under the shoulders, back is flat. We're gonna draw the weight up into the rib cage. Key here is keeping the elbow going straight back behind you. So slide it along your torso. We're gonna alternate for 24, 12 each side. Second option, we add that bird dog. Push that heel back. Again, really focusing on core, not letting that lower back arch. Third option, hopefully I can do it with these weights. You're up in high plank. We're gonna draw the weight in, keep it nice and steady. If you need to, you can always plant one hand down on the ground and then switch it out, go to the other side, okay? All right, pick your option and get to work. Oh. And sometimes your option is a function of what you want to focus on and what kind of weight you're pulling. So for example, like I said, I left my 15s upstairs. I've got 20s. The plank feels unmanageable with this weight. So I'm not going to take that option today. Could I do it? Probably. And both the bird dog and the plank row have an element of core that this all fours does not have. So if you really want to focus on back, you're going heavy, but we stay in this all fours position. Good, really squeeze behind that shoulder blade. Keep the shoulders nice and square. Hips are squared off. We're not rotating and rocking into these. And of course, if there's anything going on like with your low back, we would not want to do the plank row. Okay, grab your band. We don't need to go crazy heavy. We're doing a supine hip flexion. So, we're going to put the band around the soles of the shoes. We're going to be doing 10 each side or 20 total. We're going to stick with one side for all reps, and then we'll switch, do all reps on the other side. So put it around the soles of your shoes, right where the arch is. We're going to bring our knees to 90. It's a push and a pull as we draw one knee in a little bit closer and we extend the opposite leg. Lower back has to stay flat here. So I'm going to push and a pull as I bring that leg extended out and bring it back. I'm going to do all my reps on one side, and then let's do all the reps on the other side. You can do this without a band. So if you don't have one, you're creating your own resistance. You can also pull on the knee a little bit and kind of fight that as you push away, okay? So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and get into position. Now knock them out, 10 each side. Good, so you should be feeling this in your core and in your hip flexor on that bent leg. Right where your leg is attaching to your torso. If you're finding this to be a little bit challenging, just take that leg up a little bit higher. So maybe pointing it where the window starts or up towards the ceiling a little bit. Good, when you finish 10 on one side, go right into the other side. You can shake it out if you need a little stretch. Again, we're at 10 here. Woo! Those get me. All right, when you're finished with those, you can take the band off and we go back to rowing. All right, so whenever you're ready, 12 each side on the row. So option one, flat back, eyes in front of the weights, elbow slides along the torso, weight comes into the ribs. Option two, we add that bird dog, push that leg back, keeping that lower back nice and flat. Or option three, you're up in that plank position. Awesome, everyone looks really strong. Keep that focus here. We are over halfway. When you're finished with that, we're going to flip over onto our backs. Band goes around the arches of the shoes. 10 each side. Stick with all reps on one side, then switch. Whenever you're ready. I always like to switch which leg I start with. Make sure you're kind of feeling that knee pull in a little bit. That helps keep it on the ground. Also engages that hip flexor just that little extra bit more. Good. Finish one side, go to the other. Shake it out if you need a little break. Keep those positive thoughts going on in your head right now. One, I'm strong. I've got stamina. I showed up for a reason. It's supposed to be hard. I'm getting better with every rep. Oh. All right, one more round like that. And then we move on to our final superset. All right, so back to rowing when you're ready. Check to make sure in that plank row you're not rotating your upper body at all. Hips are steady, shoulders stay square. The pull comes from behind that shoulder blade, not from the rotation of your body. Ugh. So we got our flat back, all fours row. We got our bird dog row. Or we got the plank row. Check to make sure those hands are right under the shoulders. They're not creeping out in front of you, butt is down with the rest of your body not up in the air. Good. All right, flip over one more time, band around the shoes. And of course, you can play around with the resistance of the band here. So if it doesn't feel like much of a challenge to you, you would go with a heavier band. If you're feeling like you're not getting a good enough range of motion, you would want to lighten the band up a little bit. You can just pick your favorite leg this round. Is that a thing? Do you guys have a favorite? Like children, you're not supposed to pick one. Push and pull here. Lots of sneaky core work on this because you're focused on your hip flexor, but your core is doing a lot. Almost like a dead bug, right? Bottom half of one. Good. Strong, strong, strong. Awesome. When you're done with those, you can rest. We're going to move on. Final superset. We've got planks and a lateral shuffle, a little cardio move, okay? Plank, you have three options. So we can be forearm plank, elbows under the shoulders, long line, head to heels. Here, push into the balls of the feet, butt is down, elbows right under those shoulders. Option 2, I guess. Put the knees down. Or if you want the challenge, we're here and we reach out. Okay? We're going to be in that for 30 seconds. So come on down to the mat. Let's get into position. Your 30-second plank starts in 3, 2, 1, go. If you're taking that option where you're reaching, make sure your feet are a little bit wider so those hips are not rocking. All right, shorten the distance from your lowest rib to your hip. Flatten out that lower back. Squeeze the glutes, push into the balls of your feet. Zip your thighs up together. You've got 10 seconds. Breathe. Keep those hands right in front of you, eyes on the wrists. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good, and then a lateral shuffle. So we're doing this for 30 seconds as well. You can make this one as high or low impact as you want. Make sure your space is clear, you're not going to step on anything. And so, nice easy shuffle, as many shuffles as your space allows for. If you want to take it up a notch, you go faster. You can even take it lower. Or if you need to, you just step, okay? All right, 30 seconds on your mark. Get set, go. Should let that heart rate rise here. Getting a little bit breathless in these 30 seconds. We want some intensity for this one. We got 15. Even if it's just 2 or 3 shuffles, that's good. We got 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Okay, quick drink back to mat. Leg time. All right, starting from the belly, lift up onto those elbows in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Shoulders down away from the ears. Thinking about puppies, rainbows, whatever, unicorns. Squeeze your glutes. You got 15 seconds. You're rock solid here. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, back to your feet. 30 seconds of shuffling. High mark, get set, go. And again, option if you need it, you just step, step, step. Get those arms into it. All right, 15 seconds. Can you go a little bit faster? Can you take it a little bit lower? We got 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice. Okay, one more time, and then we'll stretch it out. Let's go down for the plank. Elbows under those shoulders. Lift up in 3, 2, 1. And maybe this is the round where you choose that challenge. Something maybe a little bit to level it up. Or maybe you're feeling real fatigued, so we drop it down. That's okay too. You're halfway. Whatever the challenge is for you today, that's the thing you've got to overcome. You've got 5, 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, back to your feet. One last exercise. Here we go. Lateral shuffle starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Looking good, feet are flying. All right, 15 seconds. So if you've got more in the tank, this is it. Nothing left after this. As fast as those little feet can go. Come on, final 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Yay! Good job. Okay, we're gonna stretch standing. So stay on your feet here, let the heart rate drop. Let's take one arm across the body, give a little hug either just below or above that elbow, and drop your shoulder away from your ear. Nice job this morning. Let's switch sides. I'm usually up way early. I slept in today. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's probably a good thing. Then I always feel kind of like, ugh, I missed out on that extra time. All right, so sticking with kind of back stretch, you can either make a big basketball hoop here or you can crisscross your palms, whichever one feels better for you. We want that stretch across the tops of the shoulders through the upper back. Tuck it in down to your chest. Keep breathing. Good, and from here, let's reverse that. So hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, press your knuckles down. This is the one that always feels the best to me. Good, when you're ready to let that go, let's go for that flat back stretch. So we're gonna hinge like we were doing a deadlift. Hands to mid-shin. Push your tailbone away from your head. Find a lot of space right there. Good, when you're ready, let that go. Come on down to the ground, we'll go figure four. Crossing right over the left. You can either stay seated here and press your chest into your legs, or if you feel better, laying down, you can always cross it over, grab that hamstring, and pull your leg in towards you. Sometimes it's nice to get that back super flat on the ground like this. It feels good. I like to move around a little bit to see where it's tight. Doesn't take much. Good, and when you're ready, switch sides. Grab that other leg. Ooh. Good. And then last stretch, we're going to extend one leg, cross the other over. I'm extending my right leg, I crossed my left over, I've got my right hand around that knee. Turn into your bent leg. Sit up tall, inhale, exhale, twist a little deeper, look over that shoulder. 3 deep breaths on this side. And then switch, go to the other side. Good, and let that go, you did it. Nice job. Knocking it out on a Wednesday. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And I will see you soon.